Tonight, police investigating a report of shots fired at Beebe High School and 2 juveniles charged with multiple felonies.
THV 11 cameras capturing officers discovering what looked to be a gun from campus earlier today, leading to more questions of what exactly happened overnight. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Hoyt alongside Faith Woodard.
The Beebe School District informed families about the incident this morning, but details are few. THV 11's Maya Ellison spent the day in Beebe and brings us the latest on the investigation.
Beebe police are investigating an incident they say happened Monday night. Officers responding to a shots fired call around 10:56 p.m. When they arrived, police say they found a vehicle with 1 bullet hole and a juvenile with, quote, minor injuries believed to be caused by shrapnel from the bullet hitting the vehicle.
It is kind of scary to know that you went to sleep and there's a shooting literally in your front yard.
Kristen Tharp is a mother of 2 who lives on the street adjacent to the high school. She says she was home last night but had no idea what happened until the next day.
I got this message, it was this morning at 6:48 a.m. and just from the school. It's a safety update, and then you click on the link and then it tells you, there was an incident that occurred at Beebe Public Schools campus during the overnight hours.
Beebe School District also shared that statement on social media, reassuring parents that, quote, the suspect will not be on campus and that there will be an increased police presence at our schools.
But is this typically a quiet area, a quiet neighborhood near the school?
Yeah, it's super quiet. Like, we don't have any problems. So, I mean, I would like to kind of know if there was a shooting, by our house, but...
Both Beebe police and the school district declined interviews about what happened last night, citing the ongoing investigation. But our camera did capture officers confiscating what looked like a gun on school property near the tennis courts and school entrance this afternoon. The gun was not mentioned in the press release issued to the public this morning, but did mention a spent shell casing that was recovered in the parking lot. In Beebe, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Thank you, Maya, for that story. The story weather-wise has been the cooler than average numbers and the rain. It's been very enjoyable outside these last couple of days, getting more clouds and rain and cooler temperatures. The rain this afternoon and this evening is now over those southern couple of rows of counties. Get a break tomorrow, but then it will come back on Thursday. Could bring some heavier amounts of rainfall to the state. And speaking of that, the last 24 hours, there's been a highlight of some darker blue coloring here in central Arkansas that would indicate about an inch or more of rainfall. These are just some radar estimates, about a little more than a half an inch out west of Little Rock. Look over here west of Hot Springs, 2.3 inches of rain. Some places picking up a little more than others. All in all, it was very nice to get the rain and the cool temperatures. We're 71 right now, 80 Fayetteville, 70 Texarkana. Hour by hour, we'll drop off to near 60. I'll have a look at your Labor Day holiday weekend forecast in just moments.
Tom, thank you. The clock is ticking for tenants of Willow Bend apartments in the city of Jacksonville. Over the past few weeks, we've spoken with people stuck in the deteriorating living conditions there. City officials agreed moving to shut the complex down. Tonight, THV 11's Carter 3 continues our 11 News investigation into why the fight for better living conditions is far from over.
We had spoken to HUD, and the representative that we were talking with told us at that point in time that absolutely they would be able to relocate the residents that were there.
That's what Jacksonville Mayor Jeff Elmore says was supposed to happen with relocating residents out of Willow Bend apartments. The complex had become a hotspot for crime, plus poor conditions, including water damage and bugs. Then HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, told Elmore this.
It was not going to be in the time frame in which we were initially told that would happen, that it was going to be a process that would take over 120 days.
Elmore says he thinks miscommunication at HUD's regional office in Kansas City led to the change, and he called this new time frame unacceptable considering what the remaining residents are going through.
I mean, borderline dangerous, dirty, unsafe, unsanitary. You could fill in the adjective and it'd sum it up. That the 120 days, it just can't happen.
Since then, Elmore says he's been working with local and even federal officials like Senator Tom Cotton to come up with a plan, and he thinks he has one. The city will use a federal grant to relocate residents, and then the Jacksonville Housing Authority will work with HUD to get them vouchers for their new homes.
I've actually spoken to one of the residents of the apartments this morning and told her hopefully there is help coming and coming soon, that we're talking hopefully just a matter of a week or two instead of 4 months minimum.
Elmore acknowledges that this process has been difficult and working with HUD hasn't always been easy, but he hopes it's resolved soon and that this one complex doesn't represent the entire city.
I don't want it to be a reflection on the city as a whole. Jacksonville is a fantastic place, and this is, one bad incident situation that's taking place that we're striving hard to get taken care of.
In Jacksonville, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Carter, thank you. And we've got a statement from HUD available on our website, thv11.com. Meanwhile, students and staff returned to campus at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville today, less than 24 hours after a report of an active shooter sent that campus into chaos. According to police, it all appears to be a hoax. There's no evidence of a shooting. It hasn't been found. But regardless, campus is still shaken up today. Assistant Chief Matt Mills with the University Police Department says even though no threat turned up, the school's active shooter response plan worked as intended.
Avoid, deny, defend is the methodology we teach. Avoid, get out if you can get out. Take as many people with you as you can and just continue to go. If you cannot get out, deny access. Close the door, lock the door if it's possible, barricade it, turn off the lights, and get into a place that you can't be seen from any side windows or glass, and then prepare to defend yourself if a bad guy was to come into the room.
Fake school shooting threats have been happening across the country at several colleges over the past week, and just today, the University of Kentucky responded to a report of an active shooter that also turned out to be false.
If you're getting ready to travel this holiday weekend, you may need to double check what's in your bag because the TSA has made some changes. The list of banned items has been expanded for all checked luggage. The list includes cordless hair tools, especially ones that use butane or gas cartridges. Traditional hair tools that plug into an outlet are still allowed. Last month, the security agency removed a long-standing shoes off policy and even opened the possibility of changing the amount of liquids allowed on carry-on baggage.
Tonight, a mom is sharing her son's story after he overdosed on a substance that's sold over the counter at some smoke shops and gas stations. The Southeast Asian plant known as Kratom has been around for years. It's typically sold in powder or pill form and is marketed as a natural remedy for pain, anxiety, or even opioid withdrawal. But it's not regulated by the FDA. Keaton Brooks was just shy of his 17th birthday earlier this year when a Kratom overdose took his life.
I almost have to trick my brain into thinking he's away at school, because when I do stop and think about the fact that he's gone, I just can't breathe. It's overwhelming.
Tonight on 6:30 Central, we explore what the FDA is working on to be able to regulate this plant and find out where the drug stands here in Arkansas.
This week, America is marking 20 years since Hurricane Katrina. Nearly 1,400 people died during the storm and its aftermath.
Those who could left the New Orleans area, settling in other states to start a new life. Tonight, Laura Castleman with our sister station 5 News talks to one Katrina transplant who's still glad to call Arkansas home.
Yeah, you can see where people had their way. Yeah, it's like pump station's actually pumping.
I lived in Chalmette, which was probably a 5-minute drive into Orleans.
Before he was mayor of Prairie Grove, David Falk and his family were living in Louisiana. They left just 2 days before Katrina made landfall on August 29th of 2005.
They were people that stood behind and lost families. They were people that had to escape by rooftops and wait for National Guard helicopters to come in. There were people who lived in the Superdome while I was up here enjoying Northwest Arkansas. They were just trying to find a bottle of water.
Falk says for his family, the choice to return home or start a new life here came down to resources.
If you want to go back, you had to have money to go back, and we didn't have that type of money.
Falk says he soon came to the realization that his home was gone.
Your friends are not there, your church family's not there, our jobs wasn't there, school districts wasn't there. I mean, the whole area is wiped out.
When he was finally able to return to Louisiana, Mayor Falk remembers seeing his home flooded under 12 feet of water.
So when the levees broke, we were kind of part of that tidal wave that came in. I guess you kind of feel broken in essence. The longer we stayed here, the more we started realizing we'd be silly to go back home.
Within a week, Mayor Falk and his family had chosen Prairie Grove, Arkansas as their new home. So they returned to Arkansas.
Emotionally, it was difficult. You knew that we were just in a better place up here.
Mayor Falk says his journey from Katrina was different than that of many other Katrina survivors.
I definitely don't feel like a victim. I feel like it was a crossroad for us, and God was taking us on a different journey, and glad I was willing to walk it.